What's going on, everyone? Welcome to our very first healer guide covering Baptiste. And just a reminder, before we get stuck into the video, we're not going to be focusing on the specific math in any of the hero guides that we do because Overwatch developers are always nerfing and buffing the characters, so we're going to focus on Baptiste's specific kit, so no matter when you're watching this video, it will still be relevant. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let's talk about Baptiste real quick when it comes to a new player's perspective. If you're new to Overwatch and you want to try out Baptiste, he's going to be a little more difficult than a lot of other healers you could choose from. He is definitely an advanced healer. But don't let that stop you from playing Baptiste. That's what this guide video is going to help you do. So let's touch on his abilities real quick. Baptiste can charge up his jump to cover a really high distance, and he even has a burst healing ability that covers a large radius. And his third ability is an immortality field that stops your teammates from dying. Okay, so before we go in depth with any of those abilities we just touched on, let's talk about his primary fire. He honestly technically has two primary fires, one for dealing damage and one for healing. The one for healing comes in grenade form. This is how Baptiste primarily gets healing done. He's able to lob those grenades across the field to hit teammates, and he can hit multiple teammates at once because it has a burst healing effect. And this is pretty straightforward. It's not very hard to aim, so just line your sights up, take a shot, and heal your team. It's that simple. Just keep in mind that these grenades are not instant. There's going to be a little bit of lag time when you fire them, so line your shots up where your teammates are going to be rather than where they are if you're super far away. And I would say that one of Baptiste's biggest weaknesses comes down to hitting teammates that are directly in the sky. So if you have a Pharah or an Echo or any character that is really mobile that can get into the sky but doesn't really touch down very often, it's gonna be really difficult to directly hit them with your grenade straight up into the air. Now, it's not impossible, but it just takes a decent amount of practice. Now, on the flip side, let's touch on how Baptiste primarily dishes out damage, and that's with his burst machine gun. Overall, it does a good amount of damage and it's really accurate, so if you're seeing that your team is having trouble taking down a specific enemy character, you're able to give them some support by giving them some supporting fire. Now, this does not mean that you focus solely on doing damage. This is a big thing with support characters. Make sure that you're always healing the team and you're not dishing out too much damage when it's unnecessary. You always want a good balance when it comes to healing and dealing damage as a support, but when it comes to Baptiste's primary weapon, you can actually do both at the same time. His primary weapon allows you to dish out damage and heal all at once. It slows down both of them, but you can heal a teammate and shoot through them at the enemy team if you want to. Now, this is very situational, but it's there if you need it. Okay, so now let's talk about Baptiste's jump. Now, this is a passive ability, so if you crouch, it's going to charge up his jump, and then you can press the jump button and it will unleash him into the sky, and you can do this as many times as you want. And I would say that this is the best ability that Baptiste has. It gives him high mobility, it allows him to get out of sticky situations and cover your team when they're spread out because he can get way up into the sky and look around. So use this to your advantage. Always be jumping, always be moving, always be repositioning yourself so that you can see what's going on in a match. Just be careful of snipers and other enemy characters that can hit you when you're up in the air. Okay, so now let's move on to Baptiste's first ability, his regenerative burst. And this ability is pretty straightforward. When you use it, it heals you and your teammates around you for a good chunk of health right away, and then it heals you over time. And as of right now, if your teammates are below half health and you use this ability, it will heal for double with that first initial heal. So this really gives you the incentive to use this ability when your teammates are about to die or have really low health. And don't forget, it's okay to use this ability on yourself because if you die, then your team's gonna get a whole lot less healing. And speaking of not dying, let's move on to Baptiste's final ability, his immortality field. This is a device that you throw out, it has a radius of effect, and when you and your teammates enter it, it prevents you from dying. It's really that simple. The device doesn't let your health go down below a certain point, but the device can be destroyed and it can only be sent out for a specific amount of time. So you really want to use this ability when your teammates are about to die. This will save their life and give them a chance for you to heal them. It's really good at preventing your teammates from dying from specific ultimate abilities like a Diva Bomb or a Junkrat Tire, any ability that has an explosive amount of damage all at once. And all of you should know that as of right now, every single one of Baptiste's abilities are on a very long cooldown time, so use them wisely. But now, with all of Baptiste's main abilities out of the way, let's talk about his ultimate ability, the Amplification Matrix. When using this ultimate ability, you set up a big rectangular window that you and your teammates are able to shoot through to deal double damage and double healing from sources. So, no matter what you need, whether it be more damage or more healing, this will help you out. This is truly an ultimate ability that is supposed to be used by syncing up with another ultimate ability. You can get get great value from this. But just to give you a few examples, Soldier's ultimate ability is great for this, and Sojourn's ultimate ability is also great for this. And listen everyone, this does not mean that you have to do that every single time. If you find yourself in a pinch, you can use this just to shoot through it yourself to get some kills to help out the team. But alright everyone, that about wraps it up for Baptiste, but before we go, let's talk about two characters that I think will work nicely when played alongside Baptiste. For a tank, 100% Orisa, her primary fire will work very well with his ultimate ability. And when it comes to a specific damage character, I would say Junkrat works really well because those bombs going through that ultimate ability is really powerful. But alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps out the channel. And whether you're a new or a veteran Overwatch player, if you're looking for people to team up with or just chat with, go ahead and join our Discord, the link's in the description. Thank you guys so much, I'll catch you on the next one, Flash out.